Alright everyone, good morning! Today we're riding Suzuki's GSX-S1000GX Plus crossover motorcycle. 1/3 sport bike, 1/3 touring bike, 1/3 adventure bike, all pure fun. So this motorcycle is really nice because it has more upright style ergonomics, where the GSX-S1000GT Plus is more sport bike style ergonomics. This motorcycle is more upright and adventure sport bike ergonomics. That means it's very comfortable to ride. Yes, the seat height is a little tall, but we stand at 6 foot tall. We have no problem putting both feet on the asphalt at a stop. The rear sets are positioned in a way where they're not too high, so you have a lot of room in the knees. It feels very comfortable to ride. Now, the handlebar bend on this motorcycle, in typical adventure sport bike fashion, there is a good amount of rearward sweep. The handlebar is not too high, not too low, and it's actually a really comfortable bend for logging miles on the street. If there's one thing Suzuki always gets right, it's the padding and the surface of the seat, and this seat is crazy comfortable. It's one of the standout features of this bike. It's just the high level of comfort for your rear end. Now, this particular motorcycle is powered by a 999cc water-cooled dual overhead camshaft inline-four engine. This is the same powertrain architecture of Suzuki's 2005 through 2006 GSX-R 1000 motorcycle. Now, Suzuki just didn't pull this engine from its warehouse in Hamamatsu, Japan. This engine has been assembled using modern manufacturing techniques, but the architecture is the same. This engine is really cool because it has a lot of character. It doesn't vibrate excessively, and it has good power. 73 pound-feet of torque at the business end of that 17-inch rear wheel. We also really like the character of this engine. It has a nice sporty feel. Power is put back to that 17-inch rear wheel via a cable-actuated clutch with slipper function and a 6-speed quick shift enabled electronic quick shifter. So we can upshift and downshift through the 6-speed gearbox without having to use the clutch. A very nice feature. The electronic quick shifter calibration on this Suzuki motorcycle is really nice. It's pretty fast response, and it just works really well. Suzuki has their electronic quick shifters really dialed in. Clutch action is very nice. It's not too wimpy, yet it's not too stiff. You definitely are going to have to apply a little bit of force to that clutch lever. It's not that wimpy, which is nice. I like a well-weighted clutch lever, and the clutch lever on this system is well-weighted. Really like the character of this inline-four engine. It has a nice, pleasing growl at low RPM. And again, it doesn't have too much vibration. There definitely is a little bit of vibration, especially at mid to upper RPM, but here at just north of 3,000 RPM, the engine purrs nice and smoothly. Now, this motorcycle with a full tank of fuel weighs in at 511 pounds. It drinks from a 5-gallon capacity fuel tank, and we have netted 36.2 mpg average. Right now it's on instant average mode, but we get right around 36 miles per gallon, which isn't the best fuel economy, but it's also not the worst. This engine's really fun, so we like to ride at high RPM. Now, this particular motorcycle is equipped with all the latest bells and whistles from Suzuki Motor. We have ride-by-wire throttle with adjustable combined engine power and throttle maps. We have adjustable non-IMU powered traction control. We have the aforementioned electronic up and down quick shifter. We have motion track ABS, which is IMU powered ABS with cornering ABS function, even though Suzuki doesn't call it cornering ABS function. And we have the star of the show, Suzuki's semi-active suspension from Showa. The semi-active suspension from Showa automatically modifies compression and rebound damping of the fork and the shock in real time based on road conditions and rider input via the brake and throttle. Right now we have it in the sport setting, which is signified right here. Now, the cool thing about this suspension too is it allows electronic preload adjustment. So the rear end of the bike will automatically go up or down based on a setting that you can enter here in the switchgear. Right now we're riding as a solo one person, but you can set the bike up for two-person riding or two-person riding with cargo. There's a good range of adjustments. So if you're someone who really likes the rear of the motorcycle riding high, having a lot of ground clearance and riding high, you can ride with the two people and the cargo. Conversely, if you want the rear end to sit a little lower and just have really nice comfort, put it in the single setting. That works really well. We also have cruise control. Yes, I love cruise control, which we can use with this dedicated switchgear right here. You turn the button down with this right thumb actuated button, and then you set the speed right here. There, we've set the speed. Now we have cruise control activated. But Suzuki, where is the heated grips? Unfortunately, heated grips don't come as a standard feature on this bike. It's a $455 accessory that you can purchase from Suzuki Motor of America. Still, it's nice to have cruise control. This cruise control really is awesome. It allows you to keep your speed constant when you're riding on residential roads with a more limited speed limit like we are now. Really like the comfort factor of this bike. This windshield does a nice job of blocking the elements, and you can adjust it. Unfortunately, it's manually adjusted with tools, so you have to literally remove the 5mm bolts to move the windscreen up or down. Right now it's in the middle of 3 positions, so we can go a little bit higher and a little bit lower. This mid position is just fine for what we are doing right now. We also have this handy USB port here, so we can charge our gadgets. It's worth mentioning that it's USB and not USB-C like some ports are on more modern vehicles. Keeping tabs on everything is this 6.5-inch color TFT display. It features Suzuki's fonts, so a lot of motorcycle manufacturers like to have synergy in the fonts on the display. BMW Motorrad really does a good job of that. Their motorcycles always have the same font display as their automotive products. Well, Suzuki's jumping on that bandwagon and now has the same font setup as their automobiles. Obviously, they're not manufactured or sold in America anymore, but if you jumped in a Suzuki vehicle in a different part of the world, you'd see that the fonts are the same. That's a nice touch. This display is really nice, sharp, easy to read. You can change the color profile to have a white background with black numbers, but we always like dark mode engaged. Black background, white numbers. That's what we like, so that's the way we run it. Everything's really easy and legible day or night, even in bright sunlight. It's a really nice display. This display is also really cool too because you can pair this vehicle with Suzuki's iOS and Android powered MySpin app. That allows you to get turn-by-turn direction right on the screen. Really handy feature. Super easy to pair your iOS or Android powered smartphone with this vehicle. I really like the comfort of this motorcycle. This bike is just really comfortable, especially at these low speeds. You know, the engine's just purring. It goes over the bumps really nice. The sport handling of this bike is definitely decent. It definitely has a decent level of sport handling, especially in the more aggressive suspension mode. But there's definitely other adventure sport bikes out there that are a little bit sharper in terms of raw sport handling. This bike does a great job of gliding over the road. Let's up the speed a little bit. Of course, we have to stay in the confines of the speed limit. Now, the rear view mirrors on this bike are real nice. Nice big surface area. The engine does vibrate a little bit, which vibrates the mirrors a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. Now, another cool feature about this bike is the standard plastic handguards. In lieu of heated grips, these plastic handguards help keep some of the wind off your mitts, just keep things a little bit more comfortable. They also look really cool too. We also really like the removable hard case luggage. This luggage is awesome. It swallows 7 gallons of gear, including a full face motorcycle helmet like this motorcycle helmet we're wearing today, with Cardo Systems Pack Talk Pro Bluetooth communicator. You can actually put the helmet in with the Pack Talk Pro communicator. Depends which helmet you have, but I know with the Arai Corsair X and Contour X helmets, you can put the helmet in the side bag with the Bluetooth communicator and actually close it, and that's so cool. You can ride your destination, put your helmet in the case, and it's secure, and you don't have to worry about anyone messing with your helmet or trying to steal it or anything like that. Really nice. It's also cool how easy these two hard case pieces of luggage go on and off the bike. They go on and off the bike in a very similar fashion to what Kawasaki used on its, I believe it's Z1000 touring bike, which it had many years ago. I think it's got a different model name now, but very similar latching mechanism, super easy to use, no fumbling. Another cool thing is the locks. It's lockable and it's matched to the ignition of the vehicle. Very nice. Gosh, I love that quick shifter. I love this engine. Suzuki SDMS combined engine power and throttle maps allow you to tailor the power band of this engine. Right now we're riding it in the highest power setting, but if you were new to riding or wanted a lower power setting just to get a feel for the bike, or maybe you're riding in inclement weather, you can adjust that and go into B or C setting with this switch gear here on the left. The switch gear is nice. I wish the tactile functionality was a little bit better. It's not terrible, but it's not totally awesome either. It'd be also nice if Suzuki would add some backlighting to this switchgear here. More and more manufacturers are adding backlighting to the switchgear, and that's a nice touch. It'd be cool if Suzuki would do that as well. Now, we talked about the braking. Triple disc hydraulic brakes. We have Brembo radial mount, 4-piston calipers up front, and a single disc brake out back with rubber brake hoses connecting the system. This motorcycle doesn't employ a radial mount front master cylinder, and that's one area where the brakes on this motorcycle are perfectly capable of shedding speed of this 511-pound bike, but we'd be lying if we didn't say that the brake feel, especially from the front brakes, is a little bit muted. The initial brake bite is certainly muted, and you have to use a little bit of lever input to get this thing slowed down in a hurry. Conversely, the rear brake is nice and firm, has really good response. If you want the rear end to squat a little bit, just tap on that rear brake and that back end comes down right away. Really like this motorcycle for a 511-pound bike. This thing is crazy agile. Handles really well for a bike of its size. It also comes equipped with a center stand, which is really nice for easing maintenance chores when you have to adjust the tension of the chain final drive, or check the tire pressure, or just to have a little bit more efficient storage in your garage. It's nice putting the bike straight up and down rather than leaned. In some situations it can take up a little bit less space. Now, we talked about the electronic suspension control and the electronic rear preload adjustment. Fork preload has to be made the old-fashioned way with a 6mm Allen head tool, which you adjust the preload at the bottom of the fork leg. So that's how you adjust the ride height of the fork. But the standard setting works really well for us. Really like this motorcycle. It's comfortable. It looks pretty cool, especially in this matte green British Triumph Racing green color. I really like this green. Has Suzuki's legendary K5 Gixxer engine, which feels a little old, but still it's functional. It has good torque, good horsepower, not a ton of vibration, really nice character. Handling's nice, very agile feeling bike for 511 pounds. And it's cool that Suzuki incorporates some form of semi-active suspension with this bike. Lets it go from mild to medium wild with a push of a button. Whether you ride on bumpy surface streets or you're riding in the canyons, this bike gets it done. Which brings us to the price of this bike, $18,499 for this particular vehicle. Whoa, that price is a little bit high. Yeah, it's nice that it has the lockable and removable OE hard cases. Yeah, it's nice it has semi-active suspension, but still $18,500 is just, it's too much for this bike. If you're looking for a really comfortable, easy riding adventure sport bike, you should check out this $18,500 Suzuki GSX-S1000GX Plus. Well, everyone, that's a wrap from our ride today. As always, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Sound off in the comment section. What do you think of Suzuki's GSX-S1000GX Plus adventure sport bike? And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for riding with us today.